Hello and welcome to a gentle morning Vinyasa flow. My name is Shona, I'm a yoga teacher and personal trainer, and today we're just going to ease ourselves into the morning with a nice gentle half an hour yoga practice. Okay, so let's start on our back. And we're just going to hug our knees into our chest, just rolling our lower back from side to side. If you're doing this, it's first thing in the morning, maybe you've just got out of bed, so we'll take it really gentle, getting our body moving. And let's just reach our arms over our heads, bringing the backs of our hands onto the floor, reaching. And we'll bring our arms to either side of our body. So we're just going to start shaking our knees gently from side to side. Just massaging the lower back. And I want you to add an inch to each direction each time. And you'll notice that the further you bring your knees to each side, the more you have to use your core muscles. So only go as far as you can fully control those knees. So if you go too far and you fall all the way over, then you've gone too far. And bear in mind, we are just warming up. So see if you can take your knees all the way over just before they touch the floor, and then back up. All the way over just before they touch the floor and back up. And you're really feeling that your core muscles are being used here to bring those knees from side to side. Okay, so we'll just hug our knees into our chest again. Okay, so from here, we're going to take our right knee and cross it over our left, and we'll plant our hands by our sides on the floor. So we're going to gently bring our toe to tap on the floor and then back up. So it's just a tiny little movement, and what I want you to focus on is keeping your lower back pushed into the floor the whole time. So we're really pulling in through the belly button as we bring that toe to tap on the floor and then back up. Two more, toe tap, back up, last one, toe tap and back up. Slow is key here. So let's bring our foot now down to the floor. Our knees are still crossed over each other. We'll start to uncurl our hips and lift our bum off the floor. So we're predominantly feeling this in the left bum cheek. So we're just going to hold that there just for a moment before we bring it down just before the floor, about an inch before the floor, and then squeeze that bum, lift it back up. And again, just before the floor, squeeze back up. Down, up, two more. Down, up, squeeze, last one, down, up, and hold for 3, 2, 1, lower it back down nice and slowly. Unhook those knees, give them a little wiggle. Give the ankles a little wiggle. Make any movements here that you want, feel good. And we'll cross the other leg over. So this time the right leg's on the bottom. Again, we're pulling our ab muscles right in, pushing our lower back into the floor. The backs of our hands and palms are on the floor. And we're just lowering down to tap and back up. Lowering down to tap, back up. Nice and slow, time under tension is key. Two more down. And last one. Tap. Good. We'll let that foot come onto the floor. This leg's still stacked on top. We'll squeeze into the right bum cheek specifically and lift up. We're going to bring this hip down just about an inch above the floor, down and squeeze up. 1, down, squeeze up. 2, 3 more, down, squeeze through the right cheek. 2 more, squeeze, last one, and hold it there, squeeze. 3, 2, 1, relax. Give those knees a little hug in, roll the lower back, and this time we'll roll ourselves backwards and forwards. So we're really giving our spine a massage here. Maybe we float here, maybe we float here. And And then we'll roll ourselves all the way forward and come onto our hands and knees. Okay, so it's first thing in the morning, really important to have some cat-cows. So we'll drop our chest down, lift our hips, lift our eyes, tuck it under. Drop our chest down, look up, and then again, tuck it under. And last time, inhaling. And back to neutral. So we're going to take our right hand right into the middle of the mat to support us. Our knees are just about an inch wider than our hips. And we'll reach all the way back with the left hand. So we're just letting the left hand rest the back of the hand on our lower back. And we'll bring our right ear to our right shoulder. So where we're feeling this is down the side of the neck, maybe into the left shoulder. A couple of breaths here. And then we'll unhook. We'll do the same on the other side. So bringing our left hand into the middle of the mat, reaching back with the right hand, palm facing up, and bringing our left ear to our left shoulder. Nice deep breaths into the side of our neck. And release it down. So let's do a couple more cat-cows, but this time we're going to send our hips back as we do our happy cat, and as we do our angry cat, we're sending our weight forward. So inhale, uncurling our spine, and exhale, curling our spine. Extension of the spine, flexion of the spine. Two more. Take a nice big deep breath in with each, sending our hips back. Oh, nice. Okay, we'll tuck our toes under and we'll come into our first downward dog. So spreading the fingers wide, pushing our chest all the way through, looking in between your knees. Just taking a little moment to march the ankles down one by one, bending the knees. Maybe your hamstrings don't feel totally flexy first thing in the morning, so just give yourself a little break. Breathing deeply into the belly. And then let's come to stillness. A big sigh. We want to oxygenate our body first thing in the morning, so let's take some nice deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. So we'll take our feet just a little bit wider, so maybe the edges of the mat, and like a little toddler, we're going to walk our hands back in towards our feet. So we can generously bend the knees so that our back can be nice and straight, our hands on the floor. Keep those knees nice and bent, and we'll uncurl, pulling our belly in, uncurling our spine, until we can roll our shoulders back. And we're standing, well done. Make any adjustments that you need. Turn your palms forward. Take a big inhale and reach your hands back, opening your chest, palms facing in. And as we exhale, we'll bend our knees and send our hips back. Just do a little mini squat. And again, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Two more, get a little bit deeper each time. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale. And this time we'll exhale, bring our hands back to the floor. So we're like a little toddler with those knees bent, and we'll just walk our hands back into the plank. Okay, bring your feet together. Inhale. As we exhale, bring our knees to the floor. Inhale again, sending our weight forward, and then exhale, we'll lower ourselves down, keeping our elbows in really, really, really tight. Lovely. All the way down to the floor. So let's get our our hands in line with our ears. We're going to let our legs completely relax and inhale. Just lift our head, chest and shoulders. And then exhale, tuck the chin under, forehead to the floor. Inhale, lift up, look forward, exhale. 3 more, inhale, exhale, inhale. Last one, exhale, inhale, lift up, push the belly into the floor. We'll bring our hands back in line with our chest, push up onto our knees, push up onto our toes, stepping the feet to the edges of the mat. Having a breath in our downward dog again, and then we'll walk our hands, bending the knees generously again, like that little toddler. Curl the spine, and come back up to standing. Inhale, reach your hands back. 5 squats again, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Send the knees wide, inhale, exhale. 2 more, inhale, exhale. Get a little bit deeper this time. Last one, inhale, exhale. Lower ourselves down, hands on the floor. We'll walk back into our plank again. So this time, let's hold this for a couple of breaths. Starting to feel a little bit warmer, a little bit more awake and alive. Squeeze the thighs together, squeeze our bum, pull our belly button in. And we'll bring the knees and the chest down to the floor. So let's have a lovely spinal twist. We'll reach your right hand out to the side, left hand onto the floor, bend the left knee, and we're going to roll over onto our right hand side. So where you should feel this is the front of the shoulder, maybe a little bit of a spinal twist. Lift that knee nice and high. You can let your right cheek come down to the floor and just relax through this. And we'll roll back to the middle again. This time straightening out the left hand, right hand comes in, bend the right knee, and we're bringing our right knee over to the right hand side and lifting our knee up into the air. Again, stretching and opening that chest. If you're like me and you sleep with your shoulders all hunched in, this is a really nice thing to do first thing in the morning. And again, we'll roll ourselves back. Hands in line with our chest, elbows in tight, we'll push up onto our knees, and then we'll push up onto our toes again, taking our feet to the edges of the mat. You know what's coming. We'll walk our hands in towards our feet, bend those knees, uncurling the spine, come to standing. Inhale, reach back, 5 squats, here we go. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Get a little bit deeper, 2 more, inhale, exhale, inhale, last one, exhale. Bring your hands down to the floor. And let's walk forward into a plank again. Now there's a couple of options here. You can bring your knees down if you wish. But we're going to roll onto a side plank. So if you're bringing your knees down, bring your left knee down, and we're rolling on to the outside of that knee. If you come into a full plank, left hand in the middle of the mat and reaching up. Squeeze into the outside of the bum, lifting the hips up, nice super strong body, feeling alive, awake first thing in the morning. And use this hand to open our chest up into a little bit more of a stretch. And she's been talking too long. We'll swap sides. So remember, you can bring your knee down, or you can be in the full side plank, reaching those hands right back. Two more breaths. And then bring that left hand down to the floor. Holding our plank again. And this time we're going to walk our feet in towards our hands. So keeping all our weight in our hands. looking right through. Maybe you bend your knees if you need to. And then once our feet are nice and flat on the floor, we'll let our head and arms dangle. So we're just giving our head a little shake, giving our hips a little shake, shaking the arms out. This is our first proper forward fold. And we'll bend our knees, uncurl the spine. Inhale, turn your palms forward. So let's take a deep breath in through our nose. And as we inhale, we'll lift our right foot off the floor, pushing through the left foot, straightening the left knee a little bit. And we'll start to lean forward, send that heel back. We're going to step it down on the floor behind us, but we're going to do that as slowly as possible. And we're stepping that foot about 3/4 down on the mat. So we'll take our right hip forward and our left hip back, bend through the left knee a little bit more. Inhale, reach up. Really strong body, so our back heel's lifted off the floor in this high lunge. Reach up a little bit more. And then as we exhale, we'll reach our arms out to the side, twisting towards the right hand side. So super strong body. Let's check that. Left knee's nice and bent again. And inhale. We'll reach up again. Take our hands behind our back. Inhale, opening our chest, and then exhale, we'll fold forward. So we're folding our body to the inside of our left thigh. We're not resting on that left thigh. Hold it there. And exhale, lift back up. We'll undo our hands and now bring our feet to face the long side of the mat. Slightly turn your toes in. Hands on our hips. Inhale to lengthen our chest, and then exhale, bring our chest forward to the floor. You can soften your knees if you need to, and then once you can't fold forward anymore, bring your hands to the floor, focusing on that space in between your thumbs. Taking a nice big deep breath in and folding forward a little bit more. And then on the next inhale, taking our hands back onto our hips and lifting halfway, and then exhaling all the way back up. We'll turn our left toe towards the back of the mat, lifting our back heel off the floor. And now we're in that low lunge again. So pull your right hip back and your left hip forward. Inhale, reach your hands up. So if you really straighten through the left leg, then you'll feel the stretch in the front of the hips here. Reaching up nice and strong, inhaling, and then exhaling, twisting towards the side of the room again. Keep a nice deep bend in that right knee. Strong, strong body. Inhale, reach up. Take your hands behind your back, clasp them there, pull the shoulders back, and then fold forward. So I'm not resting on my leg, I've just got my body to the inside of my leg. Maybe my shoulder and my knee are just about to touch. Using the strength of that leg to hold me in position. And push through the right foot, unclasp the hands, and we'll turn our feet towards the front of the mat again. Hands on the hips, inhale to lengthen the spine, and then exhale, fold. We'll bring our hands to the floor again. Nice, straight back. Every time you inhale, maybe straighten the spine a little bit more, and every time you exhale, fold and forward a little bit more. So bring a little bit more weight into our hands. We're going to walk our hands just from side to side, and maybe bend in each leg as we do. So bear in mind, this is first thing in the morning. You might not have the full flexibility to get into Skandasana, but if you do Skandasana, we send our hips all the way down, but just ease into it. A couple more times. And then we'll walk our hands back to the front of the mat. So our hands are on the inside of that foot. We're dropping our hips down, keeping that back knee lifted. Then we'll let our back knee come to the floor. Let's flatten the foot and inhale, lift our inside arm up. So we're opening our chest towards our inside thigh. We can hold it here, or if you want to put cushion underneath the back knee, we can reach back and hold onto that foot, sending our hips forward. Nice deep breaths, feeling this real deep stretch in the hip flexor. And then we'll let that foot come down. Sending our hips all the way back, and we're going to sit down on that foot. So our left bum cheek is sitting on the inside of the right foot. Inhale, reach your hands up, and then exhale, we'll fold. Nice hamstring stretch. Okay, so let's push into this right foot, or the front of the right foot. Use that strength to come back into our lizard position. We'll lift the back knee, and all we're going to do is just walk and swap round so we're in the same position on the other side. So first of all, we'll have a little moment with our back knee lifted, nice strong legs, dropping our hips down, feeling that stretch. And then we'll let our back knee come down to the floor. Inhale, lift our right arm. You can stay here in this nice twist, or if you want, you can reach back and hold this foot, sending our hips forward. We'll let that foot come down to the floor. We're going to flatten that foot, and then we'll send our hips all the way back. So we're sitting again on the inside of that foot. So right bum cheek to the inside of our thigh, inside of our foot, sorry. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale, forward fold. So hamstring stretch on the right leg now. Pushing in through the left front foot. We'll lift the back knee, step back into a plank. Take our feet a little bit wider and walk our hands back with the heels coming to the floor. We can sit down into this deep yogi squat. Hands together, we can push our knees out. So the goal is to keep the heels on the floor. Don't worry if you can't, you can work towards that. The wider you walk your feet, the more likely you're going to get your heels on the floor. And I want you to really actively lift through the chest, so we're not curled round. We'll bring our hands to the floor, and if you want, you can have a little go at the crow pose. So lifting our hips up, knees come in contact with the back of the elbows, and we lift up into crow pose. If you want to pause and have a little play about with this just now. And then when you're ready, we can bring our knees down to the floor, send our hips back and have a child's pose. Well done. Okay, so let's take our legs round to the front now. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Hands going to be in line with our hips, so directly underneath our shoulders. If you've got longer arms than me, then you can have, maybe it's more comfortable to have your hands behind or in front. We're going to push through the hands so that our shoulders come back and we feel a little bit more active through the shoulders. Let's tense every muscle in our leg and really flex so that our heels come off the floor. Dandasana, staff pose. Let's hold nice big deep breaths in. Inhaling through the nose. 4 more of these breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then on this last breath, keep the heels lifted. Inhale, reach your hands up into the air. Hold it here. And then keeping those heels lifted, reach forward and then let the heels come to the floor. We can take our hands on either side of those feet. Lifting our chest, keeping our back nice and straight, and then folding forward. So the goal isn't necessarily to get our face close to our knees, but just to get a little bit of length in the spine and also feel this mostly in the back of the legs. So think about your nose coming between your toes. And then we can take one last breath in and then just let our whole spine curl under. So we're just making this a completely relaxed forward fold now. So my feet are relaxed, my head's relaxed. I'm curled all the way over. And then let's uncurl. So we're going to keep those legs out in front of us. And we'll reach our hands out in front, pulling our belly button right into our spine. And we're going to lower ourselves down to the floor nice and slowly. So imagine that you're trying to curl your spine so that every single vertebrae touches the floor at a time. So it should be just about the tailbone on the floor just now. You're still really pulling through the abs. So the next bone that we want to touch is maybe one that's in our lower back. So see if you can really curl under so the lower back is touching. The middle back is still off the floor. So then the next vertebrae that touches is the lower back, and we're still reaching forward. We're trying to curl our upper spine now as much as we can. And then our upper spine now touches the floor, and then we can roll until we're lying all the way back. So have a nice big sigh. Well done, everyone. You should now feel a little bit more alive, awake, alert, enthusiastic. We used to sing that song at Brownies. So you should now feel a little bit more ready for the day. Feel free to get yourself ready for Shavasana. Your palms facing up, your legs relaxed on either side of your body. Close your eyes over. And I really urge you just to take this time to relax, recover. If you find that your mind wanders, just count your breath backwards from 10. And then start to deepen the breath. Maybe have a big sigh. Start to wiggle the fingers, the toes. Maybe move the wrists and the ankles. And then if you want, you can reach your arms over your head, have a full body stretch. And then taking your time, we'll lift ourselves into seated position. Legs crossed or legs out in front of you, whatever way is comfortable. You can have your hands at your heart, your eyes still closed. Taking a few moments to feel grateful for your amazing body, for what it's just helped you do. Grateful for the technology that allows us to take part in yoga practice from someone we've never even met before. That's amazing. Grateful for our homes, our families, our friends, our pets. Take a big deep breath in through our nose, filling up our belly and lungs. And when you're ready, big sigh out your mouth. And I always like to open my eyes with a big smile. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for taking part. You are light, you are love, you are energy. Thank you. Have an amazing day. Bye bye.